Good morning, my name is Sonja G Nagel with Nationwide Real Estate and Relocation. Today what we're going to talk about is listing your home. Springtime is right now and summer is coming. So all the kids are going to be out of school and this is the time that you want to prepare your house and list it for sale. So I want to reiterate, I had a series last week about preparing your home for sale. I want to reiterate a couple of things. One is always make sure that you have great curb appeal. So if you have trash, you have weeds, you have grass that needs mowed, make sure you do that prior to us putting the home on the market and maintain it while it is on the market. A lot of times I have had buyers that we pull up in front of a house and the buyer says they don't want to go in because they don't like the way the outside of the home looks. And right there you've lost a sale. And our goal is to sell your home. So the next thing is I said make sure that you kind of prepare for any items that might come up on inspection. Anybody who buys your house has the right to do an inspection. And based on that inspection is whether they're going to stay in the deal or not. So you need to make sure you call a home inspector or you call roofers or whoever. Just make sure those major items are good to go so that we can sell your home. After you've done that, then call a realtor. I always tell people you don't necessarily want to use a realtor, say your son's girlfriend who just started real estate who has a full-time job doing something else. And the reason I say that is we all know, because we've had them, when I have a full-time job Monday through Friday and I'm sitting in an office, I can't return calls. If I don't return calls, then nobody's going to go in and see your house. So I always say, even if you have a showing company, brokers call me all day long to ask me questions about the house before they take their people in. You need somebody who is available 24/7. I always tell my associates that you are like an ER doctor. If you're in the middle of dinner and somebody calls, you get up, you excuse yourself, you leave the dinner table, and you return that call. Real estate is a 24-hour business. So if you're going to be in real estate, you need to make sure that you are available. I've had several people who have called me off sign calls on my properties, and I've gotten buyers that way. And they said, would you represent me because these other brokers never even return my call. So make sure that you are using somebody who is a realtor, who's experienced. You can Google us on Realtor.com. You can look at our reviews. You can look on Yelp. You can look on Zillow, Trulia. Any of those sites, our clients write referrals. Look at 5-Star Professional. I am a multi-year 5-Star Professional winner nominated by my clients in customer service, negotiation, and responsiveness. So you can always Google 5-Star Professional. Make sure that you get a broker that knows what they're doing. So, okay, so we're ready to list our house. So you call me, I come over, I sit down with you, and I go over comparables. A lot of brokers will say, I'll bring you a CMA or a current market analysis. What that means is comparable homes that are the same as yours. So if you're living in a ranch home and 3 doors down, there's a 2-story that just sold, that is not going to be a comparable. Comparables are the same type of property. So if you're in a ranch, we've got to find other ranches. If you're in a ranch that was updated in 2019 and the one 4 doors down was updated in 1953, that's really not going to be a comparable for you because your home's been updated. And vice versa. If your home has not been updated since 1953 and one sells down the street and theirs was updated, then that's really not going to be a comparable because you've got to add in the price of all those upgrades. If you have a garage, they don't have a garage. You're going to have to add money for that garage. So after we come up with the price that your house will sell for, and keep in mind when I say that, there's a lot of process as far as coming up with that price. I show you what the comparables are, and we sit down and we talk about the price of the home. A lot of people are emotionally connected to their homes. They've been there for 50 years. They don't see that the house down the street has been updated and sold for $425,000, and your house hasn't been updated since 1953, and why I'm suggesting we go in at a lower price. So a lot of times I'll take my clients and I'll put them in the car and I'll take them out and I'll show them those homes that have been updated so they can actually see it. Because sometimes it's really hard to differentiate reality from how my heart feels. If I raised my children in this home, then it's got to be worth more money. So those are the things that I'm talking about. Or if it's an estate and your parents have passed. I was raised in this home and there's so many memories but that's not what's going to determine the price on your house or those memories. So what we do is we come up with a price, I show you some houses, and we decide we're going to list your house. The first thing we do is get a professional photographer to come in there and take pictures. There's nothing worse and nothing that will keep buyers out more than terrible pictures of your house on the MLS. All buyers are internet savvy today. They go on the internet, they want to look at pictures, they want to look at videos, and we need to make sure that we show a professional appearance of your home. I've seen a lot of brokers that go in there and they do it with an iPhone, and I've seen some horrific pictures. So we want to make sure that you get a professional in there, they know what they're doing, and they present great pictures because everybody's looking on the internet today. So we get your house listed. Again, we make sure that the sign out in the front yard is not all beat up. You don't want somebody who brings a sign that you can't even read the letters. You want a nice, professional armed sign that pops in the neighborhood and everybody can see that your home's for sale. We syndicate with all the major real estate companies and everything else. So when I list your home, it goes all over Denver, it goes all over Phoenix. I run ads in Connecticut, New York, everywhere. So when you list with us, we list your home nationwide. We put it all over websites. You're on Realtor.com, Trulia, Zillow. You end up on different realtor websites that come out as a ghost listing. In other words, they try and present it as theirs, but at the bottom it says it's listed with us. I also run ads on social media as well as YouTube ads and everything else, so it goes all over the United States, and actually I've advertised all over the world because I have clients over there as well as a relocation company as well as real estate. So after we get your property in all the MLSs, people start coming to your home, we get an offer on your home. Whoever buys it is going to have a home inspection. Keep in mind that when they do a home inspection, even if you're selling your property as is, they have a right to ask for stuff. Everything in real estate is a negotiation. So that's why I told you again to get that pre-inspection so we don't have any problems when it comes to inspection. After inspection, they're going to get an appraiser in. It's going to depend on what type of appraiser based on what type of loan the buyer has. So are they going through a regular bank? Is it a veteran loan, so it's a VA loan, or is it Federal Housing Authority, FHA, for a first-time home buyer or something like that? So when the appraiser comes out, he's looking strictly for the value of the property. Remember, you cannot sell your home for more than it's worth unless it's a cash buyer. So if somebody's on a loan, they cannot get a loan for more than your home's worth. So say we've listed your house at $425,000, the appraisal comes back and it's $405,000. That's when you go back to the negotiation table. Hopefully, the buyer's got some money and will pay over that. If not, you cannot sell your home for more than it's worth. That's another pitfall of overpricing. When we sat down and we did your CMA and I tell you your house is worth $405,000 and you come back and say, well, my neighbor sold for $450,000 and I think we really need to sell it for $450,000, you cannot sell a home for more than it's worth. The longer your home's on the market, the higher priced it is. The minute you start dropping price, buyers and other brokers like myself who negotiate say, you know what, they've already dropped their price, so let's go in lower. So keep in mind, if you're priced right in the first place, odds are you could be in a market where you do highest and best and somebody will willingly pay over, but you cannot sell a home for more than it's worth. So after we get through the appraisal, everything goes to the underwriter for the buyer's loan and to the title company, and the title company makes sure that you don't have any liens on the home, and if you do, it's a mortgage or something like that, and that's paid at the closing table. If it's a mechanics lien, that stuff's going to be paid at the closing table. If it's an IRS lien, that's something we're going to have to work through that automatically you should have told your realtor in the beginning so that we can start working on that on the front end. After we come up with a clear title, which normally when you list your home, once we get under market, and it's on a loan, we can close that loan in 30 days, 45 days tops. If it's a cash loan, some people will want to close those in 10 days. So once we get through the inspection, we've been through the appraisal, title's clean, we go to the closing table, we can close on your new home. So a lot of times the question is, what about possession? After I sell my home, how soon do I have to be out of it? that is negotiable as well. So if you need to stay in your home for an extra week,